Hello, Year 8. Today we're going to be solving inequalities. Inequalities are equations that have less than or greater than or less than or equal to signs or greater than or equal to signs in them. Most of the time you solve them just like a normal equation by doing the opposite. The only thing you have to be careful of is if you multiply or divide by a negative number. So if you do that, you need to reverse the sign. Okay? You will also be asked to sketch your solution on a number line, but I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's do question number 1a. If 2x is less than 4, to get rid of the 2 in front of the x, we're going to divide by 2 to both sides. That means x is by itself, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that's it. We've solved the inequation. To sketch the solution on a number line, you draw yourself a line at the bottom here. Ruled is best, but as long as it looks very neat, it's okay. The solution was 2, so in the middle of your number line, we're going to put the number 2. If you use if the question has a less than or a greater than sign in it, that means that you're going to do a open circle. If it has a less than or equal to or a greater than or equal to, we're going to colour in the circle. So this one was a less than, which means we're going to put an open circle at the 2, and then we're going to point to numbers that are less than 2. So on a number line, 1 would be down here and 3 would be up there. So numbers that are smaller than 2 would be things like 1 or 0, things pointing to the left. So less than is to the left and greater than is to the right. Let's do another one, B. K plus 8, the opposite is going to be to subtract 8 from both sides. K is by itself, 26 take away 8 is 18. Okay, then to graph that on a number line, we put the 18 in the middle, and you can do a number smaller and a number bigger. You don't have to, but it's a good idea. A less than means an open circle, and we're pointing to the left, to the numbers that are less than 18. Part C, we're doing a two-step equation. So first we want to add the 1, which will give 5x is greater than 4 plus 1 is 5. Then we're going to divide the 5 in front of the x, which gives x is greater than 1. So number line, 1 in the middle, it's an open circle at the 1, and greater than is pointing to the right. Part D, to get x by itself, we are going to do the 4 on the side here first, which means we're minusing 4. X over 2 is greater than minus 4 minus another 4 is negative 8. Then times the 2. That gives x is greater than minus 8 times 2 is negative 16. So negative 16 is our number in the middle. It's an open circle again, and greater than means points to the right. Part C. Again, we're going to have to do the 5 on the side here first. We're going to minus 5. X over 2 is greater than or equal to 9 take away 5 is 4. Then we times by 2. Okay, so x is greater than or equal to 4 times 2 is 8. So we draw a number line. 8 is in the middle. Because we have the equal to sign on it this time, we colour in our dot for the first time, and greater than is pointing to the right. For F, first step is to subtract the 12. That gives d over 2 is less than or equal to 3 take away 12 is negative 9. Then the opposite of dividing by 2 is to times by 2. That gives d is less than or equal to negative 18. Okay, draw a number line. put negative 18 in the middle. Again, because of the equal sign, it's a coloured in dot, and less than points to the left. G. First step is going to be to add the 5. Minus 3x is less than or equal to 4 plus 5 is 9. Now, to get rid of the 3 in front of the x, because it's a minus 3, I need to divide by negative 3. Now, the number that I'm dividing by is negative, which means this is the first time that this has happened. I have to turn the sign around. So it was a less than or equal to, now it's a greater than or equal to. 9 divided by minus 3 is minus 3. So we have a minus 3 in the middle of our line, a coloured in dot, and greater than means pointing to the right. For H, first thing to do is to subtract the 7. So adding and subtracting numbers is fine. It's only if you multiply or divide by negative numbers. So it's y over minus 3 is greater than or equal to negative 5. So it's a negative 3 on the bottom of that fraction, and I need to times by a negative 3. So again, timesing by a negative means the sign turns the other direction. 5 times 3, the minuses cancel out to give 15. And then a number line. So 15 in the middle, coloured in dot, pointing to the left. Question I. Solving the equation, we're going to be adding 2, because the x is on the other side of the equation this time. 4 plus 2 is 6, is greater than 2x. And then to get rid of the 2, we're going to divide by 2 to get rid of that, which means 6 divided by 2 is 3, is greater than x. But because the x is on the right-hand side, if we want to switch it over to the left-hand side, it is x is less than 3. So if you switch sides, you also have to switch the symbol. So 3 goes in the middle, open circle, pointing to the left. Similarly for J, I'm going to subtract the 7 first, so I'm trying to get things away from the y. Minus 3 minus 7 is negative 10, is less than 5y. Then we're going to divide by 5. So minus 10 divided by 5 is negative 2, is less than y. But to move the y over to the left-hand side, we're going to turn the sign around. So it's minus 2 in the middle, open circle, and larger than is pointing to the right. For K, expanding the brackets, we get 2 times 1 is 2, minus 2 times x is 2x, is less than 10. Then moving things away from the x, we're going to start with the 2 out the front. I'm going to minus 2. That will leave minus 2x is less than 10 take away 2 is 8. Then, to get rid of the minus 2, because it's multiplied with the x, I need to divide by minus 2. Dividing by a negative means we turn the sign around. 8 divided by minus 2 is negative 4. So negative 4 in the middle, open circle, pointing to the right. L. To move the numbers away from the x, we're going to have to start with the denominator. I need to multiply by 2. So 3x is less than or equal to 1 times 2, which is 2. Then, dividing by 3, we get x is less than or equal to 2 divided by 3 doesn't get any nicer than that, so we just have to leave that as a fraction, 2 over 3. Okay, so even though it's a fractional answer, we can just put 2 over 3 in the middle of our number line. It'll be a coloured in circle because of the equal to sign on our inequality, and less than is pointing to the left. On the next page, M. Our x is over on the right-hand side of our equation again, so we're going to move the things away from the x by starting with the 2. We're going to add 2. Minus 3 plus 2 is a negative 1. The less than sign is there, and we have a minus x. Now, a minus x has a sneaky little 1 hiding in front of that x, and to get rid of the minus 1 there, we need to divide by negative 1. Dividing by a negative means we're going to turn the sign around. So negative 1 divided by negative 1 makes a positive 1. The sign turns around, and all that stuff around the x has disappeared, so it's just x left. Because the x is on the wrong side, we're now going to switch it over to the left, which means the sign turns back the other way. Don't try and do too many steps at once, or you will probably get confused. So put 1 in the middle, open circle, pointing to the left. Question N, expanding the brackets. We're going to leave the 5 is less than 2 times x is 2x minus 2 times 3 is 6. Moving the numbers away from the x, we're going to add 6 first. So we go plus 6 plus 6. 5 plus 6 is 11, is less than 2x. Then we're going to divide by 2. 11 divided by 2, you can use your calculator because that one won't go very nicely. 11 divided by 2 as a decimal or as a fraction is 5.5. So we have 5.5 is less than x, or turning it around, x is greater than 5.5. So in the middle of the number line, 5.5, open circle, greater than is pointing to the right. O, we have pronumerals on both sides. So if we stick to our rule, we're going to move the 2x over to the left-hand side. And to do that, I have to subtract it. Okay, that will get rid of those 2x's. X minus 2x, which that's 1 minus 2, that's negative 1x plus 5 is less than or equal to negative 3. Then I'm going to subtract 5. So negative 1x is less than or equal to minus 3 minus 5 is negative 8. Then I'm going to need to divide by the negative 1, which will turn the sign around. Minus 8 divided by minus 1 makes a positive 8. We're going to have 8 in the middle of the number line, coloured in circle, pointing to the right. Last one has 2 brackets that I need to expand out. So 3 times x is 3x plus 3 times 1 is 3 is less than 2 times x is 2x minus 2 times 1 is 2. We have letters on both sides, so let's subtract the 2x from both sides to get rid of that. 3x minus 2x is x. We still have the plus 3 and the less than minus 2. Then all I need to do is subtract 3. X is all by itself. Minus 2 minus 3 makes negative 5. And putting it on a number line. So minus 5 in the middle, open circle, less than is pointing to the left. Okay, that is the end of today's theory section and the end of our topic of equations. Please finish off the pages, page 27 to 31.